Okay, so let's do this. If we go to the playground, if you go to the laptop, okay, there we go. So this is what Google AI Studio looks like. And Paige and Amar, they gave you a very in-depth overview, so I'm not going to bother you with that, but I just wanted to show you the playground where you have our models, our new agents, and we have different agents coming to Google AI Studio. For example, one that I really like is the data analyst, and is the data analyst. There's a bunch of others that you can try, the customer support, the document processor, so many different agents for whatever use case you're trying to do. Now, this morning, you might have seen Josh showed Louis Cinnamon on stage. Do you remember? Yes, okay. So I was really inspired by his story and how he has to find a pet hotel in order to keep his pets safe while he's on holiday. So I had an idea. Why don't I actually build a new business? And so I thought, I'm going to open a pet shop, and I'm going to have a place where we can have all the pets coming in and spend time at the hotel. However, I don't know anything about the pet shop business. Do you guys know anything at all? Anyone that can help me? No? Okay, good thing that we have agents in AI Studio, because I am going to ask for their help. And so I already have a prompt, which I also refined in Gemini app. And it's a prompt that is, I'm going to ask the research agent to do a bit of market research to see if my idea is actually feasible here in the Bay Area. So my prompt, I'm going to ask, you are a premier retail market research analyst specializing in the San Francisco Bay Area, Silicon Valley commercial landscapes. I'm planning to open an independent brick-and-mortar pet shop in the region. I want a comprehensive deep research, market analysis, and then I specified everything that I wanted the research agent to find. Target demographics, micro-markets, correlate pet ownership with demographic data, inventory strategy, recommendations, and everything. So I'm going to just basically paste my prompt into AI Studio. And I run this earlier today because, you know, Wi-Fi and live demos. And I have here, and this is basically what it looks like. I gave it my prompt. I saw the thoughts. I approved the research plan. It has all the specifications that I asked it to search for. And now it has given me a very, very in-depth report with step-by-step exactly of what I should do. Now, this is just one example of the deep research agent, but if you come here to this section, you have the max preview, which is better for overnight tasks, but you also have other types of agents that you can pick and choose, and everything is just available within the same section of your model selection. Now, let's say you want a very quick analysis instead of something that is actually very, very time-consuming. You come here to system instructions, you pick the persona that you want the model, the system instructions or the persona you want the model to impersonate, and you add a description. You can also add constraints, and they will do the research for you. So I click this one. I'm just going to basically paste the same prompt, and I will just let it run, and it's going to run for a while, which is absolutely fine. So while the agent is going to show the its research, I keep thinking, okay, now I've done my research. It's a good opportunity to open my pet shop in the Bay Area. What should I do next? Find a place. Okay, that's a great one, but how will people know that I have a pet shop? Website. Someone said website. Okay, wonderful. Wonderful idea. And here is my website. Let's say that I went back home, started working on my website, on my inventory, and this is exactly what it looks like. What do you guys think? Now, fun fact, all these pets that you see on screen are actually our pets. So you can see Josh's dogs, you can see my little John, that's my pet. So this is all built with pets from Googler, so I think it's like the most wholesome moment of I/O. And this is what the website looks like, very, very basic. What do I need now in order to improve my website? Come on, guys. Feedback. We're developing a new product. We develop a new business. We need feedback. How can I get feedback very, very quickly? Okay, I'm going to show you. So this is what a new app that is coming to the Google AI Studio app section is coming very, very soon. And this is what it looks like. This is probably one of my very, very favorite. You can remix this app, and what it does is an agentic focus group. So it uses different agents to impersonate different types of user segments and audiences that you may want to attract with your own business. So this is extremely useful if you have an online business, if you are a startup, if you are a builder trying to identify your niche audience. You can basically with the remix, just adjust whatever persona might be within your business. For the purpose of this demo, I'm just going to keep like a skeptical CFO, a UX lead, a status seeker, so just very like generic personas. But I'm going to get my website and I'm going to run it with my agent focus groups. And now, while it's analyzing, it's going to basically give me a description, what's the sentiment analysis, what do they think about my website, and so I can tailor all these different, I can tailor what they tell me and get that feedback into the next iteration of my website. Now, let's say I want to keep building my website. I already know, like, it's really cute, but it's not the very best one. A very cool thing that I can do is come to Stitch, and Stitch is perfect. I can just say, create a landing page for my pet shop in the Bay Area, and let it run. It will run and come up with some design examples, hopefully. Maybe not. There we go. And if I'm happy with one of the design examples that Stitch came up with, I can simply export it into AI Studio, and I can keep building with AI Studio. So when I give, and it opens directly in the Build tab, and I can now say, build me an app with the screenshots that look like this, and it will just build a new website for me that is based off the Stitch designs that were based on my initial idea. So that's something really cool. Now I'm thinking, okay, so I've done my market research, I have my website, I've improved my website with my agentic focus groups, and this is what it looks like. So if you go here, you can see the analysis, the sentiment, the match radar for each one of the personas. So let's see, the busy executive says, while heartwarming, the current site forces a high friction, time-consuming adoption process, so things like that. And as you can see, it just changes based on the persona that I'm choosing. Okay, cool. So did my market research, built my website, improved it with focus groups. I wasn't really happy, built something new with Stitch, exported to AI Studio, kept on building. Okay, I think this business is going to be successful. What do you guys think? Oh yeah, okay, great. Now, what am I missing? Inventory, thank you so much. Now, my inventory. I've been doing my inventory in a kind of a basic way. I've been using a Google Sheet, and I have all the IDs, the different names of the pets, the animal type, the breed. I added pictures, but those pictures are also in like a Google Drive. I have the health status. Okay, it is good, but it could be a lot better, don't you agree? Wait a minute, Google AI Studio now allows integration with Workspace. How about I also build my next inventory management dashboard with Google AI Studio? Let's do that. Okay, so I go here, I go to the Build tab, and I say create a dashboard for my pet shop and allow for integration with Google Sheets for inventory management. Okay, and now it's going to build. Now, as you might have guessed, I have already preloaded it beforehand, so I'm going to show exactly what it looks like. I had given the model the exact same prompt, and I kept on iterating it just a little bit. So I improved some of the color schemes, so it would be a bit more on brand, based on the feedback that I had received from my agents. And while the model is thinking, it had asked me to integrate with Google Sheets. Let me just go scroll up so I can show it to you in the history. Okay. Cool. So now let's give it a try, see if it works. It does. Awesome. I now have an inventory management tool completely integrated with Google Sheets, with Google Drive, and I can see the total number of pets, the number available, adopted, the health status. I can see the asset gallery, and I can basically manage all my different animals here. If I see something that is not right, so for example, if I try to find John, John is not available. John is my cat. I want to change that. Okay, move it to adopted. And the cool thing is that you have real-time updates, both in the app and in the sheet. So if you change something here as well, needs checkup, it will change in the app. It will change in the app as well, which is really cool. Okay, I've done everything. Research, website, improve the website, built a new one, create an inventory management. Now my last step. What is my last step? Finding clients. Okay, very cool. So I go to AI Studio again because I'm like, okay, I need a strategy, and I don't know how to build that strategy. And I'm going to ask the model, create a marketing tool to help me with go-to-market for my pet shop. Give me 10 CTAs and help me optimize ads. Cool. So now the model is going to run my next prompt, and basically has just given me this result that looks like the dashboard that I want for my go-to-market strategy. So I can literally just come here, get the link of my website, and I am going to turn this into a growth strategy that allows me to then literally create any type of marketing assets. My hooks, my visuals, it can integrate with Nano Banana, with Vio, you can create a brand identity, a logo. So literally, Google AI Studio is becoming a one-stop shop for startups, for builders, for small businesses. You can manage and create an entire business as I just showed you. And now I have my growth score based on my current website. I have a friction analysis. I have SEO and metadata analysis. All my campaigns in just one place, plus my ad simulator ready to go, ready to ship. Okay, so this is what I had to show you in Google AI Studio. There are a few very cool things that I would highly recommend you to test after I/O. Agents is definitely one of them. Customer support, data analysis, research, and Antigravity in AI Studio. And then some of the new focus groups that will help you take your business to the next level. And one very cool thing that we brought into AI Studio is the integration with Antigravity.